Welcome to Actions Taken. My name is Elaine Lazarus, and I'm the town manager, and I'm going to go through the actions taken at the special town meeting, which was held on November 18th, 2024. First, I wanted to say that the attendance was just over 400, which is fantastic for a special town meeting, and thanks to everyone who was able to attend. The first thing that town meeting did was to vote to move Article 8 to the beginning of the meeting. So the first article under consideration was Article 8, which was to adopt the MBTA Communities Zoning Bylaw. The planning board made the motion to adopt the bylaw as they had proposed. The motion was discussed, and then another resident made a motion to change that motion to no action. That was discussed, and that was ultimately voted, and it did not pass. So the town meeting then returned to the main motion, discussed that some more, and ultimately voted on that at 236 yes and 167 no, which means that the bylaw did pass, and that required a majority vote. So that article was concluded, and then town meeting moved back to the beginning, starting with Article 1. And Article 1 was to reauthorize the means-tested senior property tax exemption. And every 3 years, the town has to reauthorize this exemption to qualified seniors. And so there was a brief discussion, and then the motion to reauthorize that did pass unanimously. Then people went to Article 2. And this was the first of two articles which came about due to legislation that was adopted by the state legislature earlier this year called the HERO Act, which offers additional local option tax exemptions for veterans. And so this first one was to apply a cost of living adjustment to the veterans tax exemption. And this was discussed and passed by unanimous vote. Then Article 3, which included an additional exemption for the qualified veterans, also passed by unanimous vote. And then town meeting moved to Article 4, and Article 4 was proposed by the select board, and that was to adopt a local meals tax. And this local meals tax is added onto the state meals tax that we already pay at 0.75% of the vendor's receipts. And so this applies to restaurant meals. And so there was some discussion about that. There was support expressed by the Hopkinton Chamber of Commerce. And after discussion, the vote on that was 186 yes and 113 no, so that did pass. Article 5 was to transfer the Hughes Farm property to the Open Space Preservation Commission. And this is land that the town purchased for open space a number of years ago. And now the town is preparing to place that under conservation restriction to the Hopkinton Area Land Trust. And in order to do that, we have to identify which town organization or entity will manage the property. And so this vote was to transfer it to the Open Space Commission, and that was unanimously voted. Article 6 was to rescind debt that the town had previously authorized at an earlier town meeting, but that debt was never issued. And so the desire was to take that off the town's books, so they didn't have this debt on the books, but the funding isn't necessary. And so that was adopted by unanimous vote. Article 7 was to to establish a Board of Health revolving fund, and that was unanimously voted. And so in that new fund, fees for the Board of Health services will be deposited and then spent on department programs, positions, and equipment. And with that, the town meeting concluded around 9 o'clock, and it was a very eventful and fun special town meeting. Thank you.